Have you ever wondered the secret to a lush and green lawn? I'm Rudy, and in this video I'm going to let you in on the real secret that will have your lawn looking amazing in no time. Get your pen and paper ready, because these 5 tips to properly water your lawn are a game changer. First things first, before we get to those tips, make sure you pick up a little tool that looks like this. It's called a rain gauge, and you can get them usually for under about $20 or so at your local hardware store. Without this simple tool, these tips are a waste and your lawn will keep looking average or worse. This tool is key for knowing the frequency and amount of water you need to apply to your grass. Depending on your soil, the time of year, weather conditions, and the type of grass, guessing how much water you need is a sure way to destroy your lawn. Get this tool and follow these tips when watering, and your lawn will look like a champ. So the first tip is to water your lawn to the proper depth. So you may be asking, what is the proper depth, Rudy? Well, I'm glad you asked. Moisture should penetrate about 6 to 8 inches deep. If you water less than 6 to 8 inches, you will get a shallow rooted lawn that dries out quick. On the other hand, if you water deeper than 6 to 8 inches, you will waste water and get charged more on your bills, because grass roots don't grow longer than this. The easiest way to check how deeply the water is penetrating your lawn is by probing the ground with a stiff metal rod or a long screwdriver. If the rod or screwdriver moves easy through, this means the soil is wet. If the rod stops or becomes difficult to push, you'll know you have reached dry soil. Let's get to tip number 2. Allow your lawn to partially dry out between watering sessions rather than to keep the sprinkler running all day. In order for your roots to be healthy, they need what is known as a good moisture to air relationship. Your lawn is pretty good at showing when the soil is getting dry and needs water. A simple trick is to walk across your grass. If you look back and see your footprints, then the soil is getting dry. You'll also notice your grass changes color from bright green to a dull, almost a smoky grayish blue when it's dry. Alright, tip number 3 is to avoid water runoff. Many sprinklers are wasteful and cause runoff. All this means is that if you apply water faster than your lawn can absorb it, the water runs off into street gutters and into oblivion, and it leaves you with a higher water bill. The secret to avoid runoff is to water your lawn in short intervals of about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I want you to turn off the water or move the sprinkler if you have a big lawn to let the water soak in. Then turn the sprinkler back on for another 10 to 15 minutes. Repeat this procedure until you get the water down to about 6 to 8 inches deep. Just remember to use a metal rod or a screwdriver to test the moisture depth as mentioned earlier. If you want to know more about how to make your sprinkler setup more efficient, stick to the end of this video and I will give you my phone number and you can call my office and I will personally tell you how to make this all happen. Tip number 4 is to water in the morning. The weather is usually cool and calm and humidity is usually high in the mornings. Water evaporates less and the wind is less likely to blow water into your neighbor's yard. Morning watering is also great because it gives your lawn a chance to dry off before evening, which helps to protect your lawn from disease and pests. So maybe you are thinking, how much water is ideal? Typically, in the midsummers, most lawns need about 1 to 2 inches of water a week. Remember, when I said earlier to water in intervals? I recommend you split your midsummer watering into 2 applications. However, if you have a sandy soil where the water penetrates quickly, you may have better luck from splitting the water into 3 applications. The 5th and final water tip is to watch your lawn and make appropriate adjustments to watering. If your lawn doesn't seem to dry out between waterings, you can stretch out the intervals in between watering sessions. You'll also need to adjust your water schedule if the water doesn't get deep enough. Do this by applying a little more water during each watering session, but water less often to get less runoff. If everything seems fine by following these tips, you can experiment to learn more about your lawn's growing condition. You can do this by cutting back on the amount of water you apply and see what happens. Your lawn will give you the signs of what it needs to stay healthy, and you may just discover you can conserve water and keep a lower water bill. Lastly, there's no need to turn on the sprinkler on a rainy day. You'd be surprised at how many people do this, and it's a complete waste. So there you go. What you have learned in this video will help you keep your lawn looking lush and green in the heat of our summer, as well help you use water in a way that doesn't break your bank account. If you live in Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, or certain parts of Edmonton and you don't want to do it yourself, then you need to call me. I actually have a couple of openings left for this season. Make sure you call me now before it's too late and I'm all booked up. This happens every season. My number is 780-218-8134, or just email me at info@euroyardservice.com, and I would love to see if you will be a good fit for my team.